I just got a postcard
Oh yeah?
from you.
What could you do? Tell me the story, yeah? Love me.
the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network for some awesome side-by-side action with the Xtreme Motorsports 99. The Xtreme Motorsports 99 brings you the truck series here for the Longhorn 350, which is round 6 of the Xtreme Motorsports 99 truck series. I'm your commentator, Sean Zulu, and I am joined by my good friend and producer, Dave Everly. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Sean?
Oh, I am doing good too, thank you. We're just pumped and excited as usual for another amazing race, amazing night here with the Xtreme Motorsports Truck Series of having an amazing race last week for the Bar Harbor 170 at Dover International. Well, Dave, tell us a little bit about tonight's race, please.
Well, we are at Fort Worth, Texas here, Texas Motor Speedway. It's a 1.5 mile oval. Taking a look at tonight's weather. It is 78 degrees with an 85 degree track temperature, wind north at 2 miles an hour under partly cloudy conditions.
It looks like the exact same weather conditions the K&N series last night for the Xtreme Motorsports 99, and they do have a 65% fuel limit here tonight. 65% fuel limit, that is, for 142 laps, 142. So that's a guaranteed 2 to 3 pit stops in order for their drivers to be able to make it all the way for the full length of the race. Once again, 142 laps. Just a little bit of a recap from last week's race. The Bar Harbor 170 at Dover International Speedway. That 6 of Tom Wetmore did bring it home. 81 Travis Pry came out second. 39 Zachary Craze third. Chris Gibbu fourth. Scott Mitten fifth. The 12 of Damian Crump sixth. Rusty Farrow seventh. Curtis Vollmer eighth. Michael Knight ninth. And Matthew Elzenbach did round up the top 10. And in that race, we saw a lot of drivers just trying to, not get claimed by the track, because turn 4 was the biggest nightmare. And we saw last night in the K&N series at Texas that turn 2 was the nightmare. And also last week at Dover, we did see some green flag pit stops, which did spread out the field and put a lot of drivers a lap down. And I do believe we only had about 10 to 11 drivers or 11 trucks finishing on the lead lap. Well, moving on to our current season standings, we do have the 6 of Wetmore still in the lead. Scott Mitten moved from 3rd place to 2nd this week. Rusty Farrow from 2nd down to 3rd. Zachary Crazer new to top 5. He went from below the top 10 up straight into 4th place. Very impressive. We have Travis Pryor back in the top 5 as well. Tommy Amasi from 8th place to 6th. The 12 of Damian Crump from 8th place to 7th. Michael Knight from 4th place to 8th. Marty Ray and Curtis Vollmer, both drivers tied for the 9th place position in points. And that 77 of Jacob Bell went from 5th place to 10th place and currently rounding up the top 10 in points. And ladies and gentlemen, we do see you guys in the chat there. Thank you for being active. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series broadcast for the Longhorn 350 Round 6 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. Looking at the chat here, we do have Jim Peterson, James Peterson, he's racing tonight. Carol, Timothy Petito, good to see you guys. And Kathy McHenry. Well, at the moment, the drivers are currently qualifying. Actually, I spoke too soon. Looks like gridding has now begun, so we will give the drivers a few seconds before we go down the list. And ladies and gentlemen, we are having some technical difficulties, but we are trying to get them resolved the best we can. So bear with us, please. Well, so far on the pole here tonight, we do have Hunter McDaniel. Hunter McDaniel did have his first win in the Pro Can-Am Series last night at Texas and is starting on the pole tonight. Zachary Crazer, who finished in third place last week, starting second. We have Marty Ray starting third. Travis Pryor fourth. Damian Crump fifth. The 48 of Curtis Vollmer here will be starting the 6th place position. The 50 of Scott Mitten starting 7th. The 24 of Chris Gibew, 8th. The 86 of Adam Eisenhower, 9th. And the 33 of Vernon Markheim here, rounding up that top 10. And further down this list, we do have the 23 of Chris Voiles, 11th. The 6 of Tom Wetmore, 12th. The 59 of David White, 13th. The 27 of Justin Rodden, 14th. The 26 of Dustin Hart, 15th. The 7 of Brian Wasserman, starting 16th. The 03 of Don Kidder Jr., 17th. The 77 of Jacob Bell, 18th. The 64 of Michael Knight, 19th. And the 11 of Ken Ladd here, rounding up that top 20. All 5 Tommy Massey starting 21st. The 8 of Jamie Christensen, 22nd. The 97 of Garrett Robinson, 23rd. The 29 of Matthew Elzenbach, 24th. The 5 Gary Wuwash, 25th. The 71 of Chris Thorman, 26th. Rusty Farrell, 27th. James Peterson, 28th. The last truck qualifying tonight here in the 29th place spot. So we do have 29 drivers here starting tonight's race at Texas Motor Speedway for the Longhorn 350. As the drivers are now rolling here behind the pace car, being led once again by 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, tonight here it's going to be very key that the drivers here take tires and save tires for the long run. As we had seen last night in the Pro Can-Am Series, the tires were going away in about 7 laps. Even 7 laps on tires did make a very, very big difference. We did see some drivers drop off the pace due to them deciding to stay out and have other tires, which gave them less grip, and which means less speed in the turns, in order for them to be able to avoid smacking that wall. That turn 2 wall is grabbing it has its hands wide open, glad enough to just take him, welcoming them so they can try and take them out. Right now we are now exiting turn 4, going green for the first time, this time by the pace car. We'll be dipping off. The pace car dips off. Hunter still holding pace. He puts down the floor. He does catch him off guard. The 50 of Mitten there on the outside line does see it coming. This is the 39 of Zachary Crazer. He drops back down low to get inside the 65 of Marty Ray. Yes, he closes the door on him, and that leaves 81 of Travis Pryor on the outside line there. And the 65 of Marty Ray and Travis Pryor right now side by side as they exit turn number 2. But they do have the 12 of Damian Crump right behind the 48 of Curtis Vollmer.
Yeah, Damian Crump moving up there into the 6th. But I tell you what, we have a star-studded field here tonight in the Xtreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. As we see the 12 of Damian Crump looking to the outside of Curtis Palmer. Not quite able to complete it, but he's got to watch because he's got the 24 of Chris Gibu right behind him. So he looks like they are going to jump back down into single file here. While even up front, though, we still have some two-wide action here for the race lead. Zachary Chrysler on the inside of Hunter McDaniel. As they are making their way around the track, Zachary Chrysler is going to take the lead here on lap 2.
Yeah, but now Hunter does have some more competition on the inside. It's 65 over Marty Ray. Marty Ray hungry and determined to take over the race lead, taking away as many spots as he can. Wow, he is on newer tires right now, because the longer they go, the more single file we'll be seeing, because the tires, once those tires kick in, it will change and shake things up in the handling of these machines. And for the back in the pack, the 6 of Tom Wetmore challenging the 86 of Adam Eisenhower for the 5th, actually that's for the 9th place position. They'll be side by side throughout turns number 1 and 2 here, and the 6 of Wetmore has them entering turn 2.
Yes, 6 of Tom Wetmore is last season's champion. He is here trying to repeat. He has been on a roll as of late here, but he is just riding in that 9th place position. But Sean, we got a long race here tonight. As we saw last night in the K&N series here on Xtreme Motorsports and Dre Broadcasting, a lot of these guys will elect to just kind of ride and get a feel for the track.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely right, Dave. And the good thing about it is some drivers who did run, as usual, some drivers who are running here in the truck series did run last night. So the caution flies here on lap 5. We'll back it up and see who might have been involved.
That looks like the 05 of Tommy Amassi is going to be involved in that. As we pull up the Dre Broadcasting replay, we are going to go back to our instant replay here, focusing on the 05 of Tommy Amassi. Looks like, a little contact there, 27. Looks like the 27, the 05, and the 5 all involved in that.
Yeah, it's going to be a 27 of Dustin Roden, 05 Tommy Amassi. This is 7 of Brian Wasserman. Holy cow, Brian had nowhere to go. Wrong place, wrong time. 64 was barely able to get past that. That's the 64 of Michael Knight. But very unfortunate for every driver involved. The 5 of Woolpot as well. Tried to go down to the inside line to get past the wreck. But the wreck happened to be going to the inside line as well. So he did collide. So that ended up to being a 4-track wreck. Holy cow, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved this early on. And the drivers do luckily have one backup truck, unlike the K&N cars that have 2 backup cars. These ones have only 1 backup truck. So all these drivers should be able to go down pit road, get their brand new one, so they can be able to still stay competitive. But most of the drivers here were involved in that. 05 of Amassi, I'm sure if he keeps that damage, Dave, if he just lets his pit crew work on it a little bit, he should be able to still be competitive. And Dave, unfortunately, we do have 7 of Brian Wassman smoking heavily, and that truck is beat up as well.
Yeah, it looks like he got the short end of it, but he is making his way down on pit road here. So his pit crew is going to get to busy and getting that fixed here, as we are now down pit road. It looks like everybody down on pit road right now.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody down pit road, they do know how crucial the tires are. And at this point, everyone's most likely just taking tires, not even worrying about gas, because it's way too early. But, you know, they might as well take gas, because it does take the same amount of time there. So they might as well just take gas. But going back up front, Zachary Chrysler was able to beat them all off pit road here. We do have some drivers behind the pace car, Dave. We have Scott Mitten, 6 of Wetmore, Jamie Christensen, and Jacob Bell here. Looks like Jacob Bell and Jamie Christensen, these 2 drivers did decide to stay out. So Jacob will be the new race leader, runs across start finish line for lap number 8, trying to get that extra bonus point in the 8 of Jamie following his lead, and that's going to give them 6 laps more on their tires compared to everybody else behind them who did pit in. Well, just from experience and seeing what happened to the drivers who did this move last night's race in the Pro K&N series, it didn't work out for them. But these trucks are different from the Pro K&N cars. So these drivers just might prove us wrong, but we're going to wait and see.
Well, Sean, just to correct you there, the 6 of Tom Wetmore actually beat Zachary Chrysler off pit road. The race off pit road is going to be Tom Wetmore, Scott Mitten, Zachary Kreiser, Marty Ray, and Travis Pryor. It will be your top 5 off of pit road during that caution.
Oh, I did not say that. I do thank you for the correction there, Dave. And looking at it right now, Tom Wetmore didn't take any tires whatsoever. Just a splash and go. Oh, the 77 Jacob Bell smacks the one on the inside. Not sure what's happening there. He's most likely having some technical difficulties, but hopefully he's able to resolve it and get back out here. Yep, looks like his connection is very bad, so he might be dropping here any moment. But that is very, very unfortunate for Jacob Bell. But looking at the pit stops, going back to what I was talking about, Tom Wetmore did just take gas, splash and go, and the 50 of Mitten took 2 tires, while everybody behind them did take 4 tires. So that's why Tom was able to beat everybody off pit road there. Well, since he took, he was able to not take any tires during that pit stop. That might mean he's very used to the handling of the machine and has practiced a lot and knows how the track is going to behave on the long run. And that gives the 8 of Jamie Christensen the race lead here on lap number 9. So far we've had, Dave, I believe 4 lead changes, because Hunter McDaniel to Zachary Kreiser to Jacob Bell and to Jamie Christensen.
Yeah, most definitely there, Sean, is these guys are now back to double file, ready to go back green flag racing here on coming on to lap 10 of 142. So these guys are getting ready to go back green flag racing here in the Longhorn 350 at the Xtreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, this lineup, we do have Jamie with a 39 of Zachary Kreiser on his rear end. That's 6 of Wetmore with 50 of Scott Mitten on his rear end as well on the outside line. Well, this is the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have Tom Wetmore and Jamie Christensen both on the inside and outside line of the lead. These drivers do have old tires, well, 6-lap older tires. So let's see how much of a difference it makes, if any. And their pace is going to be backing off here shortly.
As the pace car now exits turn 4, pace car is off. The 8 of Christensen is going to keep him. All of a sudden jump hard on that throttle. 6 of Tom Wetmore tried to time it, just was not able, but he is going to dive in right behind Christensen as they come into turn number 1.
That 39 Zachary Kreiser was able to maintain the inside line, overtook the 50 of Scott Mitten. Scott Mitten right now getting overtaken by the 81 of Travis Pryor. Travis Pryor, he hungry to get a win after having an amazing race last week at Dover International. I believe that was his highest finish, because he has had some bad luck in the beginning, but so far it has seemed to have started picking up slowly but surely. He is getting up there, and right now Travis Pryor behind the 39 of Zachary Kreiser, but the 50 of Mitten is coming with a big run, so he just might challenge him here before too long.
Yeah, most definitely here, but going back up front, it looks like Christensen is under fire right now. The 6 of Tom Wetmore on the inside. Wetmore is going to take him and clear him. Coming down the backstretch, is he going to be able to hold him off? But I'll tell you what, they got a challenger right there. The 39 of Zachary Kreiser gets to the back bumper. Oh, the 8 of Christensen goes sideways as he is going down through the grass here. He is going to lock it down, and the yellow is going to fly.
Holy cow, Dave, that caused a lot of confusion on the track. I'm surprised they were able to take it 3-4 wide in the try over there after that big checkup and still not cause an incident. But holy cow, that's unfortunate for the 8 of Jamie Christensen.
Yeah, as we pull up to Dre Broadcasting, I'm not sure if it was contact or he just got a little loose. But I tell you what, he did a good job at locking it down, keeping it down low, and let everybody go up high, go around him. But unfortunately, he was stopped on the track long enough for them to throw the yellow flag.
And holy cow, Dave, looking at Jamie, he was sideways in the grass. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, the grass does not have any grip whatsoever. So if you go there, you're most likely dead. At that speed, the 8 of Jamie was carrying 150 miles an hour plus. They are trying to control it, and he did have it under control. Holy cow, that was a great job on the part of Jamie, and trying to get back out into traffic, but was able to stay off of everybody. So he should be able to stay competitive here without using a backup truck.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do see we have a bunch of viewers out there watching at home right now. We got Pat T, Kathy McHenry, Tim Petito, Carol Wyckoff, bunch of viewers out there. So if you like what you're seeing right now, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can get notified every time we go live.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have unlimited entertainment coming to you live from different racetracks, different machines, different leagues, different drivers. Everything is different, but the excitement always stays nothing but higher. I mean, it gets nothing but higher week after week or race after race. And right now, going back to the race, we do have a lot of drivers on pit road actually, but some drivers deciding to stay out. Tom Wetmore staying out here. The 8 of Jamie on pit road here for some pit stops. Looks like Jamie ended up just using his backup truck, so maybe the damage was worse than it had seemed just by the looks of it. But up front there, the 81 of Travis Pratt did stay out. So first place through 16th place, no, 18th place did decide to stay out with the 18 or the 23 of Chris Voiles being the last truck deciding to stay out, but everybody else did pit in. Garrett Robinson, Brian Wasserman, John Kidder Jr., Jamie Christensen, Tommy Amasi, Rusty Farrell, James Peterson, Chris Thorman, and Jacob Bell. Jacob Bell is back in the server after losing some connection there, but hopefully he's able to get as many laps back as possible. Right now he is being shown, I believe that's 1 lap down. Yep, he is only 1 lap down, so he should be able to get this lap back. Yes, he will be getting his lap back here. He gets waved around the pace car here, back in the lead lap on lap number 14. And Dave, we do have a new driver by the looks of it here in the truck series of Xtreme Motorsports 99. It's a 26 of Dustin Hart. Dustin Hart being shown in the 11th place spot behind Adam Eisenhower here. It looks like Dustin just might have a lot to offer with the 15th place qualifying time with a 28.982, very, very fast lap time. So we should expect to see this driver moving through the field here before too long.
Yeah, as you said, he started 15th, already up into 11th. He's looking pretty good in that Toyota Tundra there. So we'll just have to wait and see, because I tell you what, like we always say, Sean, we have a studded field here. We have a lot of good drivers, a lot of good patient drivers. Also taking a little further back, there's Matthew Walzenbach sitting in 15th position. Good to see you back there, Matt. We call him Mr. Super Speedway, but he has showed he has got talents on many, many tracks.
Oh, absolutely. And also a driver we're glad to see back is the 58 of James Peterson. He was not there. I believe he wasn't there for last week's race. He did talk about, I saw in the chat here early on, that he was attending his son's wedding. And James, congratulations to your son. And that 58 of James Peterson rocking that Cannabis is Medicine paint scheme. It does definitely catch your eye with the little bit of some green spots there with I guess the cannabis. But we are now back 1 to green here. I will be led by the 6 of Tom Wetmore, the 50 of Mitten right behind him. On the outside is the 81 of Travis Proud, the help at 57 of Hunter McDaniel. And so Hunter McDaniel did get his first win last night in the Pro K&N series, and Garrett Robinson had his first win last week at Dover in the Pro K&N series. So these drivers are moving up in the ranks here, trying to make some names, and it is working so far here. We will be going green this time by, and once again the top 18 drivers have stayed out, so we should expect to see those drivers who pitted in the bank. It was only about 6 to 8 of them who pitted in. So those drivers will be trying to work their way through this field, because they now have 7 lap difference on their tires compared to the drivers who stayed out or pitted in. But we are now going green this time by here, being led by the 6 of Tom Wetmore here, exiting turn 4. That pace car is off. That 6 of Wetmore still holding pace. He puts it down before the green flag does fly. He catches them off guard. 81 of Pride there cost leading the 57 Hunter McDaniel on the rear into the rescue. And the 81 of Pride will clear the inside line successfully. The 50 of Scott Mitten right now on the inside of 57 Hunter McDaniel. And Hunter McDaniel trying his best to fall back in line before he loses more spots. Yes, he will be able to get behind the 50 of Mitten to avoid losing more spots. Behind is the 24 of Chris Gibby, who is being challenged by the 64, the 65 of Marty Ray. Chris Gibby right now being assisted by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer there as well, pulling on the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Oh, Dave, these drivers trying to make the outside line work here early on.
Yeah, they're trying to get that outside line rubber that usually comes in later in the race, but right now the fastest lane out there is that down underneath. But the only problem, Sean, that's gonna tear up your tires. If we get into a long green flag stint, tires are gonna be key.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, those tires, the drivers would. So there's two things these drivers have. There's two choices they have. They could either be on the inside and burn up their tires, or stay on the outside and save up their tires. But on the outside, they are sacrificing speed because the outside line is the longest way around the track, and when it hasn't come into play just yet, they have to be a little bit slower enough for them to be able to get the trucks to rotate through these turns. So it is it's a 50-50 chance here, depending on what kind of drivers they are. And as we see, 48 of Vollmer right now on the outside line, challenging 12 of Damien Crump for the 7th place spot. The 12 of Crump was able to gain the 7th place spot away from the 48 of Vollmer here, but Vollmer still going nice and strong, trying to pinch the 12 of Crump to the inside line to get past him here on the exit of the turns. But the 12 of Crump did get a good exit off turn 2, but the 48 of Vollmer did get a slingshot as well, due to him getting high or riding high in the turn. So the higher you ride in the turns, the bigger the slingshot you get, the bigger the run off the exit of the turn. And for the back in the pack, the 11 of Ken Ladd here with the 26 of Dustin Hart side by side entering turn 1.
Yeah, the 26 there has jumped up into 13th position, currently riding, but now he's got the 97 of Garrett Robinson looking to his inside there. Here coming into turn number 3. So it looks like that high side is not where you want to be just right now, but the race is still early as we still have 121 laps remaining.
Absolutely, yep, a lot can happen, a lot needs to be done by the drivers. They need to figure out the best race lines possible. The longer the run goes, the longer the race goes, they will need to figure out which one is a sweet spot and stick to that to decide which way is the consistent way. And also, once those green flag pit stops kick in, the drivers do really need to figure out their pit strategies, because we're going to be seeing a lot of different pit strategies. Like, we have a big checkup on the exit of way. Adam Eisenhower in the grass. He goes high there to let everybody by. Holy cow, that was such confusion. But this did not bring out a caution. Very, very nicely done by these drivers out there. Great awareness. But Adam right now trying to get back up to speed. He was riding the grass in the tri-oval and was able to somehow keep it together.
Yeah, good driving by all of them. Definitely takes some skill there, some situational awareness. But they are keeping it yellow flag as we go back up to front here. Looks like Tom Wetmore is starting to become under fire. He has got the 57 of Hunter McDaniel and the 81 of Travis Pryor. Hunter McDaniel seems like he is attached to that back bumper of the 6 machine as they are coming down the backstretch there, Sean.
Absolutely. Also remembering, ladies and gentlemen, that the difference between 6 of Wetmore and 57 Hunter McDaniel here this far is that Tom Wetmore did not take tires the last pit stop, while Hunter did take 04s. So Hunter does have him on speed and grip here through the turns. So that's right now the best defense of the 6 of Wetmore is to just pretty much drive his line. I mean, trying to defend, run the defensive line. And because of that, the 81 of Travis Pryor is catching up to Hunter McDaniel and the 6 of Wetmore. So it's only a matter of time before 81 of Pryor looks to the inside already. As I spoke there, he looks to the inside of Hunter McDaniel, and Hunter will go high to let him maintain his inside line. He just might let him have it or still fight him to take back the 2nd place spot here before the next lap. But nope, the 81 of Pryor was able to make the pass successfully, and Hunter does a crossover move. He might have him. He gets to his back bumper. Is he going to charge? Yes, he looks to the inside. 81 of Pride goes back down the inside. So he has no choice but to stay in line there behind Pryor.
Well, Sean, last night we seen drivers go 37 laps on a tank of fuel. The question is, how many laps can these guys go? We are now right here, 21 laps, right about 13 laps into this stint. But a lot of these drivers got 20, 21 laps on their tires. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it's going to play out.
No, absolutely. I guess we did pit window with these ones. Last night we had a lower pit window. Well, the fuel limit was a lot lower, or fuel percent limit. Yeah, what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, the fuel limit was a lot lower. It was 50% compared to 65% here tonight. So the pit window therefore should be, I guess in reality, maybe in between laps 20 and 30. Unlike 30 and 35 with the K&N cars, but don't quote me on that. We're going to be seeing here shortly and there for the back in the pack, the 23 of Chris Voice behind the 03 of John Kidder. I haven't spoken much of these drivers tonight. 03 of John Kidd, 23 of Chris Voss riding single file as we speak. But the 03 of, as we speak, is charging on 59 of David White. David White goes high to maintain the inside.
Yeah, most definitely. But he is going to bring the 23 of Voiles with him. He is going to get to the inside of David White. Oh, there's a truck spinning in front of him, and the yellow is going to fly.
Oh, that was Adam Eisenhower. He did fall victim to the turn 2 wall, which did grab him with wide open arms. Oh, very unfortunate. Let's back it up on Eisenhower and see what happened.
Well, as we pull our Dre broadcasting replay here, focusing on Adam Eisenhower coming through the turn, he slides up. Oh, makes contact with the wall. That is going to shoot him down to the inside. He locks them tires up. All the other drivers are going to be able to get around him. It is only going to be a single truck, but he is smoking heavily.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for Adam Eisenhower. And great thing was he was able to keep it off the racing surface, and nobody else was involved but him. So that was great sportsmanship on his part, and a very nice save, and not making sure it didn't go back onto the racing surface. But going back up front, we are being led by the 6 of Wetmore. Hunter McDonough still second, Scott Mitton third, Marty Ray fourth, and 81 of Travis Pryor fifth place. We do have the 24 of Gibby right behind them in the 6th place spot, and everybody most likely will be pitting in, since they do have over 20 laps at this point. Yep, that 6 of Wetmore will lead everybody down pit road, and we do have one driver here who most likely is going to be staying out. Well, 2 drivers, the 27 of Justin Rodden. Oh, looks like we have lost 27 of Justin Rodden, unfortunately. The 5 of Gary Woolbot here, who is staying out to get 1 lap back because he is being shown 2 laps down.
Well, just taking a look at some interesting facts here, Sean, from here at Xtreme Motorsports. Right now here in the Camping World Truck Series, Tom Wetmore has got 8 wins total, career wins, the most of any driver here in the Truck Series, as he is looking here tonight to try to come away with win number 9.
Oh, absolutely. 8 career wins and 3 wins this season. And also Scott Mitton has already had his first win, and the 14 of Vern Bradley as well did win the first race of the season. And Dave, when we interviewed some of the drivers in last week's race at Dover, they did talk about how their biggest opponent, their biggest goal was to make sure or cut down on the wins of the 6 of Tom Wetmore. So it's going to be very interesting. He does have a lot more work to do to try and take those wins, because even during those green flag runs we just saw right there, he did have a lot of pressure from these drivers. Oh man, unfortunately we have lost the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Very, very unfortunate indeed for Adam Eisenhower. He is an amazing driver, but tonight was not his night by the looks of it. But we do look forward to seeing him back for the next race at Auto Club Speedway. And this does give us some time for a race interview. Let's focus on the 23 of Chris Voiles. We are being joined by the 23 of Chris Voiles with Bandit Motorsports. Good up there, Chris.
How you doing, Sean? Long
Good,
time
how are
to
you?
talk to.
Yeah, long time. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Well, Chris, good to see you here tonight, man. We have seen you just pretty much keeping a low profile in every single race, so we haven't really had a chance to speak with you. But how's the race going so far tonight?
That race is going pretty good. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to kind of ride along at and bide my time and try to save some tires, maybe be there at the end.
Oh, sounds like a plan. And Chris, tonight you had an 11th place qualifying time, 28.894, and that is very, very competitive with a field like this. So with that said, should we expect to see you up front?
Yeah, I hope so. That qualifying lap did no justice. I could have went faster. I messed it up actually, and when you mess one up, you don't get a second chance.
Oh, 10-4, Chris. Well, Chris, you said you messed up. That was impressive. I imagine what damage you could do with a perfect qualifying run. Well, buddy, you are now back 1 to green here, so we'll catch up later with you. Hopefully, we'll see you in victory lane, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks, Sean. Good talking to you.
Well, as we are now back double file, getting ready to go green flag racing the pace car, bringing them into turn number 3. Also want to give a shout out there to Brent Kuehl. He is on vacation right now, but checking in with us via the internet at his campground. So how you doing there, buddy? Hope you enjoy the races. The pace car is now bringing them out of turn number 4. Ready to go green flag racing here once again. Longhorn 350. Pace car is off. Tom Wetmore keeping him at speed. He drops that hammer, but so does the 57 Hunter McDaniel. Tom Wetmore getting a good push. He is going to jump up in front of Hunter McDaniel, but they got to watch because here comes the 50 of Scott Mitten, the 24 of Chris Gibu. Looks like the 65 of Marty Ray and the 81 of Travis Pryor. Yellow has flown again.
Oh, Dave, this one was a big incident. Well, it looked big. The 58 of Peterson did get into the 29 of Wells and back. They made contact there during the wreck. The 59 of David White, Brian Wasserman, all 5 Tommy and Massey. This was about a 6 to 7 track wreck. Let's see if we can focus on the replay. Let's back it up on the 29 of Wells and back and see what happened.
Well, as we are taking here a look at the 29 of Matthew Walzenbach here, as we are trying to see exactly what happened. Just some contact made between Walzenbach and the 7 machine. James Peterson had nowhere to go. So let's take it back and take another look here. Is the 7 and Walzenbach, as I said, made contact. That is also going to include the 58 of James Peterson, as Walzenbach was on his roof.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved, and I believe in every single race, there's always at least one driver who takes some serious flight or flips in every single direction possible. And tonight, that has been 29 Wells, but very unfortunate indeed. I'm not happy about that, but hopefully he's doing okay, and hopefully he does still have his only backup track, so he can be able to stay competitive. But unfortunately, the 05 of Tommy and Massey, that was his second incident he was involved in. So hopefully he did not use up his backup truck early on and still has it handy to use now. That it seems that the damage is very... actually, it's not too bad. It looks like the front is the left front is the only thing that seems to have any dents or kinds of scratches, but the whole truck is clean other than that. But going back up front here, we are still being led by Tom Wetmore, Hunter McDaniel second, 50 of Scott Mitten third, Marty Ray fourth, the 24 of Chris Gibu fifth, and currently rounding up the top 5, and we did have one driver get the wave around the pace car. It's the 5 of Gary Woolbot. Gary Woolbot back to 1 lap down, this time by here on lap 36.
Well, take a look at that, Sean. The 86 of Adam Eisenhower has re-entered the track. He is 2 laps down in front of the leader, so on 1 to go, he is going to get the wave around and become 1 lap down. So he has got a chance here to get his lap back, as he is in front of the 6 of Tom Wetmore, who has led the last 25 laps.
Oh, that is very, very good to see, Dave. Last time, because he had retired for the night by the looks of it, but he is back here, and he did have heavy damage before he left. But now he has a brand new truck, so he still had that backup truck there waiting for him, and he is in it now. So he does have enough motivation to get the job done, or to get his laps back, and challenge the drivers there for the lead. And for the back in the pack, Dave, we do have some drivers moving up. The 11 of Ken Ladd going from 20th to 10th this time by Dustin Hart from 15th place, still in 11th place, and Rusty Fair from 27th to 12th as we speak.
Yeah, most definitely so, but I don't know here, as we are currently looking at 106 laps remaining. Well, you know, if we get a good green flag run, though, Sean, looking at these lap times, high 28s, low 29s, these laps are going to tick down in a hurry.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, and the longer the green flag run goes, the more the drivers have to adapt to the condition of the of the handling of the machine changing, so it makes things very, very interesting. Usually we do see some drivers getting some sideways action due to being caught off guard by the increasing tire wear or just other driving factors. And Dave, this does give us some time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the new driver here this season, the 26. Actually, let me just wait and see the pace car lights turn off. If they do not, we will be getting an interview. Unfortunately, the lights on the pace car do turn off. We are back one to green. I always forget how quickly the caution laps go by at tracks like this, Texas Motor Speedway. Well, this lineup is the exact same. The 50 of Mitten does have the 6 of Wetmore in front of him on the inside. Hunter McDaniel with the help of the 65 of Marty Ray on the outside. Yep, so far the drivers did not pit in. Many drivers did decide to stay. More than half the field stayed out this caution, since they did just pit in about 5 laps ago there during the last caution. So far here, the drivers are all set. They're all even on their tires. Even though the tire wear is going to be bad on those tires, they're pretty much even. So we should still see a lot of racing there. Drivers trying to make the best use of the ongoing tire wear so far. Well, here we do have the drivers entering turn number 3 and 4. Entering turn 4 this time by, and the pacer is going to be ducking off, going green. Pace car is off. That 6 of Wetmore puts it down the floor. No hesitation. Hunter McDaniel on the outside does spin his tires. 65 Marty Ray did back off him to give him some room to save it. And the 50 of Mitten is going to benefit from both the 65 of Ray and 57 of Hunter McDaniel checking up. And behind them we have 81 of Travis Pryor. Third on the outside behind Marty Ray. Is going to dump them to go on the inside. Yes, he does. Falls in line behind 48 of Curtis Farmer. Once again, the inside line is the place to be on newer tires, and the drivers right now taking advantage of it the best they can. Marty Ray, Hunter McDaniel trying to fall back in line to avoid losing more spots, more time, more positions, but so far having no luck. Hunter McDaniel here trying to challenge the 48 of Curtis Farmer. That's going to be for the 4th place position, but Curtis going nice from behind the 24 of Chris Gibew.
Yeah, most definitely Travis Pryor dropping it back into the 6, but he is down underneath the 57 of Hunter there. Looks like Marty Ray is going to try to drop down below, but I tell you what, Travis Pryor is pushing on that 48, but Curtis Ballmer saying, come on, buddy, we got to go. We got to get to that front here. Thinks about driving underneath the 48, thinks better of it, stays in line, as we are now here completing lap 41, starting lap 41.
And Dave, Hunter McDaniel has been stuck on the outside line for the past 2 laps now. Past 2 laps. So maybe the outside line is coming to life slowly but surely. Because in the beginning, the drivers on the outside were falling off at a very fast rate. But so far, Hunter proving us wrong. But now falls in line behind the 81 of Travis Pryor. And they are now trying to catch 48 of Curtis Bowman. Right now, Hunter McDaniel has the 15. That's the 12 of Damian Crump. Sorry, 12 of Damian Crump here to the inside. But Crump did hit a bump there in the turn, which did shoot him up the track and lost all his speed, all his momentum, and is being overtaken by the 65 of Marty Ray. And Marty Ray is bringing the 11 of Ken Ladd with him on the inside. The 12 of Damian Crump going to catch a break in behind the 11 of Ken Ladd if it makes the pass successfully. But Crump's occupying the right quarter panel of the 11 of Ken Ladd, but successfully clears him here before turn 1 and falls in line behind him. Oh, it looks like he tried to do the crossover move and backs off, because he was very close to the left rear of the 11 of Ken Ladd, which is a very, very bad thing when you tap it. That's how we've seen a lot of wrecks from a bad hook like that. And for the back in the pack there, the 26 of Dustin Hart here behind the that's going to be 39 of Zachary Kreza, who is behind the 12 of Damian Crump. These guys have the exact same pace, using a single foul line to try and run down the leaders.
Yeah, most definitely it looks like the 26 of Dustin Hart tries to get to the inside of Zachary Grazer, just unable to do it, but they got to watch because look who's right behind them. The 33 of Vern Markheim and Jamie Christensen back there as well. Chris Boyles, as Don Kidder Jr. is looking to the inside of Chris Boyles, battling for that 14th position. So far, Don Kidder, looks like it was going to, Chris Boyles. Yep, Don Kidder is going to get that inside lane as Chris Boyles kind of pushes up. Don Kidder is going to get the pass, but here comes the 75 of Rusty Farrell.
Rusty Farrow made a very early charge to the front here early on in tonight's race, but ended up going to the back there after pitting in. So he does have fresher stickers there, so he is trying his best to make up as much time as he can, but he does have a truck approaching him at a very fast rate. It's 97 of Garrett Robinson for the 16th place spot. Rusty stays high to let him by. Rusty will have a chance to fall back in line. He takes it to avoid losing time, to make up as much time as he can. Hopefully draft off the 97 of Robinson here the best he can. Even the draft doesn't really play too much of a role here because the drivers have to lift in the turns. For the back in the pack there, we do have 77 of Jacob Bell. Let's bring him out of Jacob. He is back here tonight. He did drop early on due to bad connection, but he is now back on the lead lap in the 18th place position, being shown about 2 seconds, actually 1.5 seconds behind the 75 of Rusty Farrow for 17th.
Yeah, most definitely, but he is, there's the 29 of Matthew Walzenbach, currently 1 lap down here, or 2 laps down, as he is working to try to get back on the lead laps, but he is the first truck in line for that lucky dog position for our, if we receive another yellow here, as these guys are actually putting in a pretty good stint here. I'm not sure, I just saw the 19 of Andy Starcher. He was going slow down underneath, letting everybody in the yellow flies.
And there with some trouble on the track, 58 of Peterson there was caught spinning there on the exit of turn 4 by looks of it at the top of the apron. Let's back it up on Peterson and see what happened.
Well, as we rewind it here, taking a look at the 58 of James Peterson. Yep, he gets down below that white line, makes contact. I don't think he made any contact with the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, but James Peterson hard. The 05 of Tommy Amassi down through the grass there as James Peterson locks it up and lets everybody get by.
Absolutely, very nice save by James Peterson. Unfortunately, that apron there on turn 4 did get him, just like the 12 of Damian Crump in last night's race with the Pro K&N series. But James most likely will be able to get most of the damage fixed, so you shouldn't be able to get a backup truck, and he still will be able to most likely keep up with the rest of the pack or the rest of the field here. So it shouldn't be too bad. It's not as bad as it looks. Just like some drivers have proved us wrong in the past races. But going back up front, that 6 of Whitmore still in the lead. 81 Travis Pryor second. Chris Gibby moving up to third. 48 Curtis Vollmer fourth. 50 of Scott Mitton fifth, and everybody going down pit road here on lap 49. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our first commercial break of tonight's race, so you guys can get your first round of popcorn and refreshments. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Longhorn 350 here for round 6 of the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. Well, going back to the race here, we still have the 6 of Wetmore in the lead. He was able to pit in and come out in the lead, and he does have Adam Eisenhower right in front of him. Adam here trying to get his lap back. here, so he can be back on the lead lap. And he has the track in front of him. It's the 19 of Andy Starcher. I haven't spoken much of Andy Starcher here tonight, but he is here as well, trying to get one lap back once we go back one to green. So Tom Wetmore is leading. 81 Travis Pryor second. Damian Crump sneaking into third, away from the 24 of Chris Gibew, and bumping down Gibew down to fourth place. And that 48 of Curtis Vollmer in that fifth place position. And so far, Dave, the heavy movers with the 26 of Dustin Hart, who has moved up 2 spots from the last time we checked on him. So he is now being shown in the 9th place position. We also do have the 05 Tommy Massey from 21st to 11th. And the 11 of Ken Ladd from 20th to 13th. Gary Robinson from 23rd to 14th. And Andy Starcher right now up front is clutching that sucker in, trying to save some gas, since he won't be able to pit in under this caution, since he's trying to stay out to get away from. He's now getting away from the pace car. He are now back one to green, so gets one lap back to be one lap down. But Adam Eisenhower is now back on the lead lap here on lap number 51, or 52 actually. And now we are back one to green once again, being led by Tom Wetmore with 12, Damon Crump right behind him on the inside. Travis Pryor leading the outside with the help of the 24 of Chris Gibew.
Well, as the pace car is now bringing them here onto the backstretch, getting ready to go green flag racing. Taking a look, still being led by the 6 of Tom Wetmore, 41 laps led tonight. So he has been dominant here so far tonight here at Texas. The question is, can he hold it on? Because he's got Travis Pryor on the outside, Damian Crump behind him, and the 24 of Gibew as the pace car now brings him here into turn number 3. Getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Texas Motor Speedway as the pace car is now exiting turn number 4. These drivers just waiting for that pace car to leave the surface so they can get back racing. As the pace car dips off, Tom Wetmore wastes no time, hard on that throttle. The 81 of Travis Pryor saw it coming but can't hold him off as they are now green flag racing here on lap 53.
That 48 of Curtis Vollmer did just give a bump of a lifetime, a lap tap to the 12 of Damian Crump, who had seemed to have missed a shift on that last restart. No harm was done. They go around the 24 of Chris Gibew, who was able to fall in line right behind them. That 12 of Damian Crump are taking a different race line to defend off the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer as well does have some pressure from behind. It's the 24 of Gibew. He goes high. 24 of Gibew tries to pocket the inside. Yes, 48 of Vollmer stays high. As the 24 of Gibew was able to make it stick, poke his nose in there, and occupy the inside. They'll be side by side throughout turns number 1 and 2. That's a pass for the 4th place spot. So 24 of Gibew does gain the spot away, but right behind them they do have 57 of Hunter McDaniel. And for the back in the pack, Dave, we do have the 23 of Chris Voice. You're watching a battle in front of him. It's between the 11 of Ken Ladd and the 97 of Garrett Robinson. The drivers were able to go back down single file, and Garrett was bumped up into 12th, and Ken Ladd down to 13th. 11 of Chris, 23 of Chris Voiles, being challenged by the 8 of Jamie Christensen, who down to 25 of Rusty Farrell behind him. And so far, David, single file all the way from first place to about the 19th place position here with a 64 of Michael Knight. So far the drivers here trying to catch up to the opponents up front, because the more they battle for the back in the pack, the more the drivers up front pull away, and the more likely they are to get lapped in no time once those green flag pit stops start to kick in. And so far the drivers only have 7 laps on their tires, and Dave, the drivers who stayed out, the 87, actually it was the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, did stay out to get a wave around the pace car there. So he now has 24 laps on his tires, which is way over 20 laps, or I should say 16 laps, more than everybody else.
Yeah, most definitely, but he's only 1 lap down, so he is banking on a quick caution here. He is going to have to get down on the pit road, as he did not pit the caution before as well. So, but going back up front here, we got Travis Pryor sitting in second, as they were just all single file, just kind of riding up here. But I tell you, Travis Pryor, Tom Wetmore is starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Oh yeah, the 81 of Pryor right now so far trying to play the buddies, trying to play buddy with the 6 of Tom Wetmore, letting him know, I'm not going to take it, I'll be your friend, but once it's go time, things will change. Travis is known to pounce in the later stages, so it's only a matter of time before he starts challenging the 81 of, the 86 of Tom Whitmore for the race. But so far, that seems to be just content with pushing on him and increasing their momentum or their speed throughout the track. And for the back behind them, they do have the 12 of Crown, 57 Hunter McDaniel here, who are as well single file very close to each other as well, pushing each other actually.
Yeah, most definitely here. Looking at their speeds, these guys are getting in excess almost 190 mile an hour before these turns, before they got to back it down, slow it down to right about the mid 170s, and then back on the throttle here on the exit of these turns is the 57 Hunter McDaniel, now looking to the inside of Damian Crump through the dog leg here as they are coming here into turn 1. Door to door with Crump. McDaniel on the inside. He is going to take away that number 3 position away, but here comes Damian Crump. He is now back to, he backed it down just a little bit, but he is getting door to door with Hunter McDaniel there on the inside. It is like too wide, too deep here with Curtis Balmer under attack from Chris Gibbeu.
Absolutely. I liked how in the beginning there, the 3 laps ago, it was 12 of Crump and 15 of McDaniel make contact. Hunter gets into it, 12 of Crump gets tapped in the rear end. Big wreck on the track, entering turn number 3, or exiting 2 actually. Holy cow, that's without involved the 12 of Crump and the 15 of Hunter McDaniel. So let's focus on the 15 of Hunter McDaniel on replay if we can.
Well, as I focus here on the 57 of Hunter McDaniel here, we're going to rewind it as these guys are battling side by side. A little contact between McDaniel and Crump. Crump gets tapped back up into the 57 machine. He's got some heavy nose damage, but he keeps it rolling.
Oh man, Dave, the 8 of Jamie Christensen got a piece of the action, was not able to slow down. 23 of Chris Voiles as well smacked the 8 of Christensen from the chain reaction there. That was unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that, but a lot of drivers were able to avoid that for the most part. Very great awareness once again here by the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series drivers. And the 8 of Christensen, as we speak, is smoking heavily. It is a barbecue on the racing surface. He will be going down the pit road. Hopefully he still has his backup truck, so he can be able to stay competitive here and not lose a lap. And we do have the leader leading them all down pit road, the 6 of Tom Whitmore, and some drivers happy to see this caution. Matthew Ozenbach, Adam Eisenhower, Andy Starcher, Chris Thorman, and these drivers will be getting at least 1 lap back under this caution. He's a super speedway himself, 29, Matthew Ozenbach, back on the lead lap here on lap number 63. Just gets away from the pace car. Adam Eisenhower deciding to stay out. 19, Andy Starcher staying out. 71 of Chris Thorman staying out as well. And 77 of Jacob Bell. Dave is now back up front here in the 2nd place spot. But he did decide to stay out and not go down to pit road. So at this point, he does have 13 laps more on his tires. So 13 laps after the last time he last pitted in. And he will be taking over the race lead once across the start-finish line for lap number 64. I'm not sure if we're going to be going green. If we're going to be going 1 to green this time but if not, that's going to give us some time for an interview.
Yeah, most definitely. Taking a look at our Dre Broadcasting live chat here. Pat T, I couldn't have said it better. All these guys deserve a big thumbs up. They're all so good. She doesn't quite know how they do it, but all I can tell you is practice, practice, practice. These guys will practice a lot, so it takes a little bit of time, but yeah, you're definitely right. We have a great field here with great drivers out here at the Texas Motor Speedway here for the Longhorn 350.
And Dave, since the lights and pace car are still on, this does give us some time for an interview. So let's focus on the 26 of Dustin Hart. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the 26 of Dustin Hart up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth. How are you doing tonight, Dustin?
Not too bad. How are you?
Doing good too, thank you. Well, Dustin, making your first appearance here tonight in the series so far, but here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway for the Longhorn 350. Well, buddy, tonight you've been very competitive, starting 15th and moving up to 6th as we speak. How's the car handling, the truck?
Well, the first few laps, it's handling pretty good, but once it starts some laps on the tires, she starts pushing. I got into the wall earlier, and I stupidly used my fast repair, so I'm out of fast repairs, but I'm gonna try and keep it clean. But yeah, she's handling up pretty good otherwise.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, man, you are an amazing driver by the looks of it. First race, first appearance, and already in the top 5 here on lap number 65. And, buddy, with how good you've been doing and how you've been experiencing the truck during practice and qualifying, you think you have what it takes to keep these guys behind you?
Well, I'm not really trying to be that aggressive. I'm letting the guys go if they're better than me. I'm not trying to be too pushy. But I'm hanging in there, and I'm not going to try to hold anybody up.
Oh, 10-4, Dustin. Well, buddy, you are headed in the right direction, and we want to welcome you to the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series here. These are an amazing group of drivers, and I hope that you enjoy your first race here at Texas Motor Speedway. You are now back 1 to green. Good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, we are now coming out of turn number 4, ready to go back green flag racing here on lap 66. Tom Wetmore is still leading. Travis Pryor on the outside. Green flag. Oh, look at that push from the 48 of Curtis Balmer. He is all over that back bumper of Tom Wetmore as he gets a good jump to go from 3rd into 2nd here as Travis Pryor is going to drop back into 3rd position. But I tell you what, Curtis Balmer is all over that back bumper of Tom Wetmore.
And for the back in the pack 50 of Scott Minton right now, trying to get a push from the 97 of Robinson to push him past 39 of Zachary Krazer for the 5th place spot. But Zach has a preferred race groove here and makes it pass successfully on the exit of 4. But now 50 of Mitchell has to worry about another driver on his inside. 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Hunter going to take it gladly or try to take it away. But the 50 of Scott Minton not going to give it away without a fight. But at the same time, Garrett did dump 50 of Mitten on the outside and chose to follow the faster line, the inside of the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. So Scott Mitten right now just pretty much trying to catch a break, trying to hope for the driver to let him in, but so far having no luck.
Well, Sean, taking a look here, we're on lap 67, 75. Actually, I think it's going to change. 75 laps to go. We are approaching our halfway point here tonight, so these drivers know, you know, we ain't got much time here, especially running under 30-second lap times.
Oh, absolutely. That just goes to show how quickly things do change, and that's exactly why things do go from bad to good and good to bad at tracks like this for from some drivers. It's just because things do happen at a very, very fast rate, and if you're not able to keep up with it, it could be disastrous. Going back up front, the 48 of Balmer on the outside was overtaken by the 81 of Travis Pryor, and that bumps 48 of Balmer down to 3rd place and Pryor up into the 2nd place spot. And once again, the 81 of Pryor and the 6 of Wetmore have found each other here for yet another green flag run. So they most likely do the exact same thing they did, Dave, pushing each other to try and separate themselves from the rest of the pack.
Well, they need to get on the ball because right behind them is the 65 of Marty Ray and the 26 of Dustin Hart. They're not too far off, but also there's the 39 of Zachary Krazer, Hunter McDaniel, and then Garrett Robinson. Garrett Robinson is now looking to the inside of Scott Minton.
Man, Scott Minton has been under fire here ever since the green flag had flown for that last caution, but he now finally falls in line behind the 97 of Robinson. So Scott Minton has been riding the outside line for the past 5 laps. Very impressive. So he has been able to save a lot of tires, or save his tires a lot. So he should be able to be better in the long run against the 97 of Robinson. But that might prove us wrong. But they might prove us wrong, because Robinson is a fast driver as well, and he won't be passed that easily. And he will try his best to defend his spot if it comes down to that. And for the back in the pack, the 33 of Vern Markheim right now behind the 11 of Ken Ladd. And behind he does have the 75 of Rusty Fair, who is being challenged by the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. And Don Kidder, a driver from the Pro Can-Am series in last night's race at Texas, trying to use what he learned here at this track with the trucks, though, because they are also a different beast. So they can't really be compared that too much to the Pro Can-Am cars. As we speak, he is on the inside of 75 of Rusty Fair. Rusty Fair is going to stay high to let him maintain the inside, but Rusty is not going to just let him have it. He will fight to the death. And we do see Jamie Christensen in the chat here. Brother, we are sorry to hear about your misfortune there, but you did an amazing job.
Yeah, going back up here, though, Zachary Kraser is now getting under fire from the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Hunter McDaniel looking to the inside. He wants that number 6 position. He is going to take it away from Zachary Kraser. Dustin Hart rounding out your top 5 here. As we go through our top 5, we are being led by the 6 of Tom Wetmore. Travis Pryor running 2nd. Curtis Ballmer 3rd. Marty Ray moving up into the 4th position with Dustin Hart rounding out your top 5.
And there's some drivers of well spoken matchup here, having a Sunday drive for the back in the pack, hoping to get their laps back here before too long. 71 of Chris Thorman, 18 of Andy Starcher, 86 of Adam Eisenhower. All these drivers will be are hoping for a caution here desperately, so they can be able to be back on the lead lap, be back on the exact same strategy as everybody else. So they are really just praying for a caution to save them so they can be competitive and race for position for it to matter. And as we speak, we do have 71 of Chris Thorman catch up to the 5 of Gary Woolbot here. Had a very, very fast rate, but Gary puts it down the floor behind 58 of James Peterson.
Yeah, the 5 there of Gary Woolbot, currently the last car on the lead lap. So he is just trying to hold that position here, as we are now lap 76 of 142. We are beyond the halfway point. Only 67 laps remaining here tonight, Sean.
Oh man, yep. 67, 66 laps remaining now here, and some pit stops needing to take place. The drivers now have 15 laps on their tires. So let's see. The pit window, I did talk about how it's either from in between 20 to 30 laps. So here in the next 5 to 10 laps, we should expect to see some green flag pit stops. And with that said, Dave, we need 2 more pit stops enough for the drivers to be able to make it.
Yeah, most definitely, Sean. So I think these guys are going to try to push it as long as they can on their fuel, so that way they know that they can make it while pushing hard. Here, going down, taking a look, 67 laps to go. Tom Wetmore has led the last 66 laps. Well, not last 66, but he has led 66 laps here tonight. Zachary Kraser leading 5. Jamie Christensen led 3. Jacob Bell leading 2. And Hunter McDaniel leading 1 lap here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of lead changes this far. A lot more to come. As we see the green flag pit stop cycling out, I do have a good feeling we're going to see some green flag pit stops, because we have seen a lot of green flag pit stops here already in the track series with the Xtreme Motorsports 99. And going back a little bit up front, Dave, we do have the 26 of Dustin Hart here trying to catch up his next victim in line. 57 of Hunter McDaniel at the same time. We do have a battle going on up front for the lead between the 6 of Wetmore and 81 of Travis Pryor.
Travis Pryor to the inside. He is going to bring the 48 of Curtis Ballmer. As the 6 of Tom Wetmore went a little high, almost had to back it down, almost got into that wall. As we are starting to see tire wear definitely taking key here, is the 48 of Curtis Ballmer is going to go around the 6 of Tom Wetmore and drop him into the 2nd position. But I tell you what, look who's right there behind watching this action. As we are going to go to the cockpit view of Marty Ray. We are going to watch this battle here from the cockpit of the 65 machine of Marty Ray.
Looking at the cockpit of Marty Ray right there. 6 of Wetmore did change his race line, was trying to make the pass against the 48 of Curtis Moore, but falls back in line, most likely to recharge, gain the run, and try and go after him. Or maybe try to just push on the 48 of Ballmer to work against the 81 of Travis. Probably a lot of different scenarios to accomplish the exact same goal. As we see the 6 of Wetmore drifts way high. Holy cow! His right rear almost smacked the wall, but he was able to somehow keep it off it. no harm done there. And right now he does have a 48 of Vormer in front of him, but the gap in between them does start to increase. And the 65 of Ray now has closed the gap in between him and the 6 of Tom Wetmore. So here before too long, Marty Ray will be challenging Tom Wetmore for the 3rd place spot. Oh, the 6 of Wetmore gets a big run on the 48 of Vormer there. Looks to his inside. The 65 of Marty Ray is most likely going to follow the line of the 6 of Tom Wetmore. Yeah, Marty Ray stays on the inside line for the 6 of Tom Wetmore past the 48 of Curtis Vormer. Curtis Vormer has not just but stay high, even though the 6 of Wetmore has cleared him successfully. But Marty Ray is not to his inside there, and Curtis will most likely be going down to 4th place, but I don't want to speak just yet, because Curtis does know how to work the outside line and might get around Marty Ray. And look at that, Dave. The 81 of Pryor has put away about 7/10 of a second because of battling.
Yeah, most definitely, but Tom Wetmore's got back up into 2nd here. 22 laps. These leaders are on their tires here. 22 laps since the last pit stop. But look, the 19 of Andy Starcher has gone 40 laps since his last pit stop there, Sean.
Oh, Yanks, 40 laps and still going nice and strong. I'm surprised he's still being able to keep up to pace here. He is behind the 58 of James Peterson. He is being shown 1 lap down. Last time we checked on Andy, he was 2 laps down, so he was able to get 1 lap back. So that's exactly why he hasn't pitted in so long, because he was deciding to stay out to try and get those laps back, sacrificing pit stops to get the lap back. So right now he's just most likely hoping for a caution, but right now the drivers now have 24 laps on the tires. Nope. 19 of Andy backing it off as we speak, going down pit road, this time by being the first driver to take a green flag run here on lap number 85. And it's only a matter of time before everybody else follows his lead.
You know, I don't know, Sean. I mean, he did do 41 laps on a tank of fuel and a set of tires, so it'll be interesting to see. But we're going to keep an eye on them front guys, see when they come down, because we are now 56 laps remaining, so we are going to step away for another commercial break, give everybody a chance to refill their refreshments, and we'll be right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got 'em 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on earth.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Longhorn 350 for round 6 of the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. We're going back to the race. We have had some green flag pit stops kicking in. We have a lot of drivers who have pitted in, but we do have the 8-1 Travis Price still in the lead. He has yet to pit in. Curtis Vollmer is second, Dustin Hart third, Rusty Farrell fourth, Chris Gibbs 5th, Tom Wetmore, that's going to be Chris Voiles. No, David White 7th, Chris Voss 8th, and Tommy Amasi 9th. I apologize, it was updating as I was speaking. Right now, a lot of drivers have pitted in except for the top 9 drivers. And now the leaders have about 35 laps on their tires. And the earliest drivers who had pitted in did feature the 03 of John Kidder Jr. With about 28 laps on his tires. But right now the driver is still going nice and strong here, staying out 35 laps. So Dave, the pit window is most likely, I guess it's safe to say, in between laps 35 through 40.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, those guys that pitted in now, they're going to have to come back down for at least a drop of fuel. So they are probably hoping on a caution here, as we are still waiting on the 81 of Travis Pryor, our current race leader, to come down pit road. It has been 35 laps since his last pit. So I think a little strategy is starting to play effect here, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, the drivers do have different strategies. And Adrian Pryor right now, as we speak, is backing it down, going down pit road. It's going to pass the lead over to the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer taking over the race lead here on lap number 99. But absolutely, yep, the different pit strategies, and some will work out. Well, most likely they'll all work out, but in just in different ways. But we do have now, let's see, only 4 drivers left to pit in. And since the track is so fast, a lot of drivers are a lap down, being shown a lap down. Only have 5 drivers on the lead lap. So once everybody pits in, everybody will be back on the lead lap. And some drivers still hoping for a caution so they can be able to get their laps back. To get the lucky dog, so they can be able to get their laps back and have a reason to race or position to increase their points. But Curtis still decided to stay out nice and strong. 24, Chris Gibbs right behind him, being shown about, looks like Chris Gibbs and Curtis are about 12 seconds apart. And they also have the 05 Tommy Amasi 17 seconds behind them. And the 48 of Vollmer right now is still going around for one more time. Nope, he's backing it down as we speak here with 38 laps on his tires with 43 laps remaining. So he too is still going to have to pit in one more time. Is Chris Gibbs going to be pitting in this time? Nope, Chris Gibbs staying out to take the race lead here on lap number 101 with 42 laps remaining. But Chris is getting some pressure from the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, who he lets by because Hunter has pitted in and has newer tires, a lot more grip. So no harm done there. And 24 of Gibbs most likely is going to be pitting in this time by. And he does have the 05 of Tommy Amasi. So only he and the 05 Tommy Amasi are still left to pit in. Yep, the 24 of Gabriel backing it down as we speak. Pitting in this time, and Tommy Amasi as well announcing on the track that it's coming in.
Yep, that is our last round here of green flag pit stops. That is going to hand the race lead over to the 6 of Tom Wetmore as he comes through turns 3 and 4. He is going to inherit the race lead as he crosses the start-finish line once again. So, but here's the thing, Sean, as you said, we got 41 laps remaining. We have seen people go 41 laps, but Andy Starcher did. But here's the thing, Tom Wetmore's already got 7 laps on his tires. Can he make it on fuel? Is he banking on a caution? Is he going to have to come down road for a splash and go? So many things could play out right now. It's I'm on the edge of my seat here trying to figure out what is going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. I am on the exact same page. And Dave, the drivers who pitted in the latest, all 5 of Amasi, Chris Gibbs, and also further down the list here, so the 19 of Andy not Andy Starcher, but Chris Gibbs, and also the driver I just talked about. Jeez, I'm going blank here. Yeah, Chris Gibbs. These drivers who pitted in that late with about 38, through 40 laps on their tires. These drivers are most likely to make it because they can save gas and will be most likely to make it. But the drivers like you talked about Tom Wetmore having 7 laps on his tires already, he won't be able to make it because he most likely won't be able to make it because it's very difficult to save. Even for 5 laps, it's very difficult to save for that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this green flag pit stop here has shook out the field. They are spread out all over the track here. As we take a look at the 6 of Tom Wetmore, he has got a pretty good gap going as he is leading by 4.2 seconds over second place, which will be the 65 of Marty Ray. Travis Pryor running in third, Curtis Balmer fourth, and Vern Marheim now rounding out your top 5.
Yep, and since these green flag pit stops are cycled through, last I talked about, we only had 5 drivers on the lead lap, but now we are back to 21 drivers on the lead lap with Adam Eisenhower still being the first truck in line for the Lucky Dog, so he is still banking on a caution. All these drivers are hoping for a caution so they can be able to stay out and be able to make it, because they most likely will be able to save gas under caution. But if a caution came out, they will most likely still be pitting in just so they can be sure, and they can also get some fresh tires in order for them to be able to maintain the momentum, maintain the pace until for the remainder of the race. And we now have 36 laps remaining. So yeah, 24 of Chris Hibby Ryan now is most likely he's the most confident at this point with all 5 of Tommy and Masi that they will be able to make it, or if not, they still will be able to save enough gas to be able to make it. But up front, the drivers do have a very, very big disadvantage. Tom Wetmore, Marty Ray, Travis Pratt, Curtis Vollmer, Vernon Markheim, Garrett Robinson, Zachary Kraser, and the 50 of Scott Mitten. But it's difficult to tell. Things do play out differently. And for the back in the pack day, we do have the 11 of Ken Ladd here being shown 2 seconds behind his next victim for position. 7 of Hunter McDaniel, and behind he does have the 03 of Don Kidder, and Don Kidder is less than a second of him. At the same time, Don does have a battle in front of him. It's between the 75 of Rusty Farrell and the 26 of Dustin Hart. Rusty does a crossover move on the 26 of Hart, who will stay high to let him maintain the inside, but he's still going to fight hard for the position. Looks like Dustin has had some more bad luck with the wall off turn 2 there, because his truck does seem to have a little bit of a ding in the right front, but he is still going nice and strong as we speak. That 03 of Don Kidder as well, trying to catch these guys so he can poke his nose into this battle. And for the back in the pack is 23 of Chris Voiles, challenging on 86 of Adam Eisenhower, but no harm there because Adam Eisenhower is being shown a lap down. Yeah, David, just amazing to see how the drivers think differently, how different thoughts end up working out in the longer the run. Sometimes we usually see some pit stops that don't usually seem to be too good of an idea. They do end up working out, and some that seem to be the best or perfect pit stop or pit strategy end up not working out. So it's very, very difficult to tell. It's very unpredictable. Things do go from good to bad and bad to good in a hurry, just like I had pointed out a couple of times now. But yeah, it's just fingers crossed for all these drivers here and to see who's going to bring it home. Oh, very, very nicely said. And also, they do have an upcoming dirt series here in the near future. So if you guys love some sideways action on the dirt tracks, then most likely check that out as well. It's coming here in the near future. And once we get more information about that, we will let you guys know. But once again, XtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E, start with the X, XtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, as we speak here, Dave, we do have 48 of Curtis Vollmer back there in the second place spot. He does have the 81 of Travis Pryor right behind him. Last time I checked on these two drivers, the gap was about a second, but now it is down to 0.2 of a second. But the 6 of Wetmore has put away a lot ever since the green flag pit stops. And looking at it right now here, the 6 of Wetmore does have 21 laps on his tires. Curtis Vollmer for second place has 15 laps on his tires there. So that's quite a difference on in tires. So the tire weight should start affecting Tom Wetmore more than the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And looks like Vollmer and Travis Pryor here, second and third, do have a 2-lap difference on their tires as well. With the 81 of Pryor having the most laps on his tires this far, and the gap starts to increase. The 81 of Pryor backing it down, going down pit road this time by to get a splash and go. Oh, we have one spinning, a 58 of Peterson spinning on the entrance to pit road. That is very, very not good to see. Very unfortunate indeed for James Peterson. Hopefully he can still be able to stay competitive, because he did smack a thing by the looks of it. Absolutely, yep. Travis Pryor did take 4 tires. I'm going to have everybody following the lead of Travis Pryor. Zachary Quezzer down pit road. Marty Ray pitting in this time. John Kidder Jr. down pit road. Gary Robinson, Scan Mitten, Michael Knight all pitting in for the final time here. And the 11 of Ken Ladd did pit in not too long ago. And this might be good news for the 24 of Chris Gibbio and the 05 of Tommy Massa, who did push it to the max, to the end of their fuel tanks. To try and make it all the way. So something tells me the drivers might be able to make it. Those two drivers, the 24 of Gibbio and the 05 of Tommy Massa, but it's still very, very difficult to tell at this point. So we're going to have to wait and see how things play out. But 6 of Wetmore going down pit road, passing the lead over to 48 of Curtis Vollmer, Rasper pitting in, Dustin Hart, Jacob Bell pitting in this time as well. Yeah, I'm having doubts. Oh, Curtis Vollmer, Dave, is backing it off. He's clutching it in the turns. So he is trying to save some gas, but I'm not sure. I'm questioning that strategy on Curtis Vollmer, because it's nearly impossible. I'm sure it's impossible. I've never seen it been done before, saving over 6 laps on a fuel tank there. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how this plays out for Vollmer. But we have more drivers pitting in. Chris Voiles, Tommy Amasi, Adam Eisenhower, all down pit road as we speak. And the 48 of Vollmer continues to clutch it in. And Dave, thinking about it now, the 48 of Vollmer might be better off going down pit road, because at this point he's backing it down to nearly below 150 miles an hour, which is about 20 to 30 miles an hour slower than he was before he was backing it off. So if he continues this pace, he most likely will be caught by the 6 of Wetmore. They'll be getting the laps back the hard way, and they might even get around the race, the whole track, and come around and get the position away from him. Oh man, yep, Curtis Vollmer under pressure here, but he knows what he's doing. He does have this all figured out. He does have that calculator. His pit crew is working hard to get the best calculations possible here to see. So he's just pretty much calculating how much gas he's saving by clutching it in every single lap. I should say lap after lap. He is staying high to let the faster traffic by. No harm done there. We have 59 of David White here being shown in second place, 18 seconds behind him. And since Curtis is clutching it in, everybody is catching up to him at a very, very fast rate. And 6 of Wetmore is now being shown 26 seconds behind Curtis Vollmer. 81 Travis Pratt 30 seconds behind Curtis Vollmer. And now we only have 5 drivers on the lead lap this far, and everybody else is a lap down. Oh, well, Dave, from what you've been saying right there, it sounds like the 6 of Wetmore was able to make up 6 seconds in a lap over the leader, this 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And look at that, Dave, the 24 of Chris Gibby doing the exact same thing as Curtis Vollmer, clutching it in the turns. And Dave, interestingly enough, sorry, I can't speak, the 05 of Tommy Amasi has pitted in as well. And we know 05 of Amasi and 24 of Gibby did pit in at the exact same time, or 1 lap apart. So I'm starting to think Gibby as well will not be able to make it, or might not make it. Oh man, Dave, that will be this does change things up, ladies and gentlemen. This is why pit strategies are very, very important here. But Curtis Vollmer does know what he's doing. Hopefully, he can be able to hold off the 6 of Tom Wetmore here and maintain his lead and bring this thing home to avoid giving the 6 of Wetmore a 4th win at Texas Motor Speedway, or in this season so far here with the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. But holy cow, the caution flies on lap 131. This saves 24 of Chris Gibby, the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, and a lot more drivers who were saving some gas. Gonna back it up and see who might have been involved. Oh man, that was unfortunate indeed. David White just got off pit road there. So hopefully he still hasn't used his backup truck this far, so he can be able to get that brand new backup truck here. Because once we go green, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have less than 10 laps to go. It has been go time for the drivers. And I'm wondering, Dave, is the 48 of Vollmer, 24 of Gibby going to be going down pit road or are they going to be good to make it all the way now, since the caution has come out and saved them? But looking at it right now, Curtis Vollmer does have 32 laps on his tires compared to the 6 of Wetmore, who has only 13 laps on his tires. Travis Pratt being shown with 16, Chris Gibby 32, Marty Ray 14. At least the driver with the least number of laps on his tires will be 59 of David White with only 3. Well, David's now confirmed the 48 of Vollmer was happy to see this caution because everybody has gone down pit road. That 6 of Wetmore included going down pit road. The 81 Travis Pryor, Marty Ray, Vernon Margine, 24 Chris Gibew. So 48 of Vollmer hopefully will be able to maintain his lead and has nothing to lose here. And that strategy was a win-win there. Very, very happy to see this caution. 81 of Pryor beats the 48 of Vollmer off pit road. Holy cow, 81 of Pryor might have sped off pit road there by the looks of it, but it's difficult to tell here. We've seen before too long here. Yep, 81 Pryor gets out of pit road first, 48 Vollmer second, 57 Hunter McDaniel third, Marty Ray fourth, and Scott Mitten in the 5th place spot. And we do have a driver who will be getting the way from the pace car, the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. Actually, I think the 26 of Dustin Hart is the next driver in line for the unlucky dog here in the 13th place spot. So he should be able, or should be getting his lap back here before too long. And looks like David White did stay out. He is being shown 1 lap down. So looks like him pitting, since he just pitted in, and the caution did catch David White at a very bad time because he was not able to get his lap back there before the caution came out. So he will have no choice but to stay out so he can be able to get his lap back here with less than 10 laps to go. We now have 9 laps remaining here until the very end of the race. Travis Pratt taking over the race lead, Curtis Vollmer second, Hunter McDaniel third, 6'5 Marty Ray fourth, Scott Mitten fifth, the 6 of Tom Wetmore sixth. And yep, Tom Wetmore was not happy to see the caution, because if the caution had not come out, he was going to take over the race lead in a matter of only 2 to 3 laps, because he was gaining about 5 to 6 seconds on the 48 of Vollmer every single lap. So right now, Tom Wetmore is in traffic and is going to have a lot of work to do to get the front. And up front here, we do have the 97 of Garrett Robinson going from 23rd to 8th. Rusty Farrell making his way to the top 10 here from 27th to 10th. I almost said 75th place. I was like, holy cow. But from 27th to 10th, 77 of Jacob Bell from 18th to 11th. He was able to get back on the lead lap here. Zachary Crazer being shown 12th. John Kidder from 17th to 13th. Michael Knight has been keeping a low profile all race, along with the 23 of Chris Voyles back there in 14th and 15th. And so far we have, let's see, it's showing 12 drivers here on the lead lap, and we are now back 1 to green by the looks of it. Yes, we are. Travis Pratt with Hunter McDaniel on his rear end, and Hunter has sustained some damage from the last time we last checked on him. The 48 of Curtis Vollmer on the outside with the help of the 65 of Marty Ray. Looking at Travis Pratt had a 6.5 second pit stop, which was a 2-tire pit stop and some gas. While the 48 of Vollmer had a 12.6 second pit stop, which was for 4 tires, full tank of gas. Hunter McDaniel 5.9 seconds, 2 tires. Marty Ray 2 tires. Scott Mitten 2 tires. Tom Wetmore 4 tires. Garrett Robinson 4 tires as well. So it's going to shake things up front here between the 2-tire drivers and the 4-tire pit stop drivers. But like some drivers have talked about, 2 tires is the way to go with less than 10 laps to go. Going green here with 7 laps remaining. The pace car dips off. Travis Pratt puts it down to 4. No hesitation. 57 McDaniel right behind him. 48 of Vormer sees it coming, but tries to get in front of the 57 Hunter McDaniel. Yes, he clears him. Not quite. He's going to squeeze past. Yeah, the shifting difference did save the 48 of Curtis Vormer into the inside or in front of the 57 Hunter McDaniel. We do have the 6 of Tom Whitmore right now trying to overtake 65 of Marty Ray. Looks like he's inside with the help of 50 of Scott Mitten. For the back of the pack, the 97 of Garrett Robinson as well is the inside. You're trying to freight train. 65 of Marty Ray on the outside. The 6 of Whitmore on the inside. The 57 Hunter McDaniel. They go sideways, wrecking on the front stretch, and they're going to save it. Oh, big check up on the track. Lots of confusion on the track. 57 of McDaniel wrecked in the wall. He comes up on the track. The caution flies here on lap 137 with 6 laps to go. So we'll see at least a 2 to 3 lap shootout for the very end. Very unfortunate indeed for the drivers involved. But let's back it up and focus on the 57 Hunter McDaniel on replay. Absolutely, Dave, and holy cow, that was a nice save by Hunter, despite all the chaos through the grass, through the smacking the wall, and coming back on the track there. He was able to just keep it right very close to that white line, so everybody was able to get around him nice and safely on the outside line. Great sportsmanship once again by the drivers here at the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. Holy cow, this just changed things up. It just shook things up. We now have the 8 of Price still in the lead. 48 Curtis Vormer second, Marty Ray third, 6 of Wetmore fourth, and the 97 of Garrett Robinson in the 5th place spot. But not to forget the 24 of Chris Gibbs. This driver has been all over these guys here throughout the whole entire track, all race long here tonight. Despite that difference in pit strategy, but he is now back here in the top 10. 50 Scott Mitten being shown 7th, Vern Markheim 8th, Harasti Farrow 9th, 77 of Jacob Bell 10th, running up the top 10, and next in line for the Lucky Dog is the 26 of Dustin Hart. Yep, Dustin Hart getting his lap back when it really matters the most here on lap 139. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, it is now go time. There's no giving, only taking. Let's give, more take, or actually no give and or take is what I should say in this case. We're going to be seeing a lot of drivers trying to secure their spots. And Dave, once the green flag flies, if we have a green flag that is, the next flag will end the race. So that will make these drivers race even harder. Because they know the next flag ends the race. They will try and be in the best spot possible to try and to try and secure themselves in the favorable spot. And if Travis brings this thing home, he will. That was going to give him his first win of the whole entire season here tonight with the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series for the Longhorn 350 for round 6. Yeah, that's going to make things very interesting. And the good thing is Travis Pry is leading here, so he does control the start. If he gets a good jump, he should be able to keep the guys behind him until the very end of the race. Fingers crossed for Travis Pry. The top 5 very, very close to each other. Amazing drivers throughout the top 10. So it will heat things up. We're going to have battles not only for the lead, but also for the back in the packet below the top 10 and bottom 15 as well. Oh, yeah, it is go time, Dave. These drivers are now on the edge. Everybody most likely is shivering at this point because they know how wild every single one of them gets. It's less than 5 laps to go. I should say less than 10 laps to go. Yeah, less than 5 laps to go. So it just gets worse the less the laps become. So, yep, let's see the lights of pace car do turn off this time by. If they don't, like you had said, we're gonna have a what do you call it? The drivers will be getting up to speed and racing at the exact same time. But yes, our wish has come true. We are now back 1 to green. Travis Prime already ran on the inside. Curtis Vollmer, 6 of Whitmore on the outside. So yep, once we cross start finish, it's going to be the 1 to go mark. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your seats. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Let's get it done.
Yes, they are now double file here on the backstretch, ready to go. Green flag racing, 2 laps to go. We are going to have a 1-lap shootout here for the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? Travis Pryor leading, Curtis Palmer on the outside, Tom Wetmore, Marty Ray in the second row, Chris Gibu, Garrett Robinson in the third row, Scott Minton, Vernon Markheim in the fourth row, Rusty Farrell, Jacob Bell in the fifth row. As we are now coming here into turn number 4. So we are going green flag racing here, Sean. 1 lap to go.
Oh man. Yep, that pace car dips off. Travis Pryor puts it down, no hesitation, a lot of determination to get the job done. 48 Vollmer, 6 Whitmore, see it coming. 6 Mario caught sleeping this time. The 6 went all over the 48 of Curtis Vollmer like fudge cake on Sunday. Oh, they get into the 81 Pryor who gets squirrely. He goes off the track. 48 of Vollmer tries to occupy the inside. They may cut it again. 81 gets spun out. 48 of Vollmer gets rear-ended. 6 Mario a big wreck on the backstretch. Let's see, 6 of Whitmore is able to get past that in the lead. Behind him, he has a 24 of Chris Gibu, 39 of Chris a third, 48 Vollmer fourth, and the all 3 of Kidder fifth. The 6 of Whitmore will cross start finish and bring this thing home for its 4th win of the season here. The Extreme Motorsports 99 Track Series. Chris Gibu second, 39 Zachary Crazer third, Curtis Vollmer fourth, and all 3 of Kidder in the 5th place spot. Holy cow, unfortunately indeed for every single driver involved in the incident there that happened there on the exit of turn 2. Holy cow, Dave, what a finish.
Yeah, most definitely, Sean. Just what a finish. Travis Pryor put on a heck of a show out there tonight. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but Tom Wetmore is going to capitalize on Curtis Vollmer and Travis Pryor and come away with the win. Chris Gibu coming out in second. Zachary Crazer rounding out your top 3.
Well, we are going to interview the top 3 drivers, Tom Wetmore, Chris Gibu, and the 39 of Zachary Crazer here, finishing 3rd place 2 times in a row with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Track Series, so stay tuned. Well, we are being joined by the top 3 drivers and also 58 of James Peterson. We will start with tonight's race, winner the 6 of Tom Wetmore, having his 4th win of the season here with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Track Series. Get a cup there, Tom.
I sure do, Sean. How are you doing tonight, man?
Good, how are you?
If I don't have a heart attack, I'll be great.
10-4. Well, Tom, I hope you're not tired of talking to us. We're not tired of talking to you. It's good to see you every single week up here in the booth with us. But holy cow, Tom, you had an eventful race, and I led the most laps here and just pretty much kept the drivers behind you for the longest time possible and was able to to bring this thing home for the fourth time here with the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Track Series. And Tom, towards that last round of pit stops that we had, we did notice, this is the 9th career win. Thank you, Dave. So 9th career win, but 4th win this season. And that last pit stop that you guys had, we noticed the 48 of Curtis Vollmer was staying out to try and save gas in order to be able to make it all the way. But you decided to be the first driver to go down pit road, one of the drivers to go down pit road for the second time, which did cost you a lap, even though you were able to get that lap back. How was the strategies tonight? How did you figure that out?
It goes to show the fastest truck does not win the race. I mean, I'm fortunate to have led a couple laps tonight, but I'm sure you noticed the booth up there that everyone started running me down towards the second half of the field. We did not have an early run truck in this Dre Broadcasting Silverado, but so crew chief made a decision. We're going to have to come down early, get tires, make good clean pit stops to be able to maintain track position, and was fortunate to stay in the top 3 all night at least until the finish, which was just wild.
Oh, 10-4, Tom. And Tom, speaking of you not having a long run truck, you had the 81 of Travis Pryor, who was working with you for the longest time during the first green flag run that we had. He was pushing you and pretty much just being your buddy for the longest time possible. Did you expect that relationship to last that long?
That one was on the other end of the spectrum, actually. Pryor wanted to get by me more than anyone else in the entire field, and he pushed me to the point where I cooked my right front medium rare there, and he drove right by me like I was tied to his post. Man, he was definitely one of the trucks to beat tonight.
Oh, 10-4. Well, buddy, we are glad that you were able to bring this thing home here for your 9th career win and your 4th win this season. Very, very impressive. Good to see you each and every week up here in the booth. And buddy, next week we're gonna shift gears and go to a track without any backing whatsoever. Auto Club Speedway. What should we expect to see from you there, buddy?
Well, I hope I can bring home 3 in a row, but this field of trucks gets stronger and stronger every week, and I'm fortunate that thanks to folks like my crew chief up in the stand there, and of course Dre Broadcasting, you guys put on an outstanding show. I'm very fortunate to be able to run your colors on this truck. I mean, if it wasn't for that help there, definitely wouldn't be able to bring home the win tonight, and wouldn't be able to have confidence that I'll be unloading fast next week. So hopefully we'll go get him, man.
Well, buddy, congratulations once again on your 9th career win and your 4th win here this season for the Longhorn 350 with the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Track Series. We look forward to seeing you again next week, actually after next week at Auto Club Speedway. Have a good night.
Thanks, Sean. You too, man. See you later, guys.
And that was the 6 of Tom Wetmore tonight's race winner, but right behind him is Mr. Pit Strategy here tonight, the 24 of Chris Gibew. Get a cup there, Chris.
Yeah, I got you.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
It's good. It was a fun race. Pretty clean for the most part. We had a long green flag stretch. If we would have went green to the end there, I was probably going to be a couple laps short on fuel, so that caution definitely helped me towards the end there.
Oh yeah, we did notice you in the 48 of Vollmer when were the only 2 drivers to stay out, and we noticed both you and him were clutching it in the turns to almost down to almost about 140, which was about 20 to 30 miles an hour slower than the usual pace. If the caution had not come out, what do you think would have happened to you? Do you think you would have just had no choice but to go down pit road for a splash?
Well, I was going to stay out till I ran out. The caution came with about 10 laps left. I think I was a lap and a half short at that point, and I was just going to keep clutching it even farther into the corners. I figured maybe I could coast it and still get a top 15, but if I came and pitted, I was definitely going to go a lap down for sure.
Oh, that makes sense. And Chris, we did notice actually you pitted in with the with about 40 laps to go. I mean, with 40 laps on your tires, and that was 42 laps remaining. So you were the one who was most likely to make it. By 48 of Vollmer, not quite, and also the 05 of Tommy Amasi, who you pitted in with, did decide to pit in. So at that point, we ended up here thinking that it wasn't looking too good for you, but we are glad that you were still able to succeed here tonight. The coach had a very good time and was able to finish in the 2nd place spot here, giving you a 2nd top 5 and you are third, top 10. Very, very impressive. Well, buddy, we are glad you were able to be successful here tonight. But did you have anything you think you could have done a better job at tonight?
The big mistake I made, I got a little bit of damage in one of the earlier cautions, and I didn't use my fast repair right away. I just wanted to try to fix it, see how it would be, and I definitely lost some downforce, and that's when we had that long green flag run. So I dropped back to 19th or 20th, and that was the whole reason I went on that pit strategy, trying to save fuel. I kind of put myself in a bad spot there.
Oh, copy that, Chris. Well, brother, we are glad that you were successful here tonight. An amazing performance on your part. 8th place qualifying time. Very, very fast time right there. 28.854 with a very, very strict field. And tonight you were a track to beat. You were the man to beat. And you definitely did show that in every way possible. And buddy, next track we'll be racing at will be Auto Club Speedway. Auto Club. At Auto Club, what should we expect to see from you there? Basically, what changes do you think you have to make to your truck to be successful at a track with no banking?
I think I run Auto Club pretty similar to Texas. Kind of back your entry up a little bit. You can drive it really hard off the corners, and that's kind of the same way I was driving tonight. So I think I should have another good run there. Hopefully another top 10, maybe even the top 5 would be great.
Well, Chris, we do have some very high expectations for you, so we hope to see you a spot higher in that race at Auto Club, avoiding a 5th win for the 6th of Tom Whiteman, having your first win of the season at Auto Club. Oh, but before we let you go, any final words?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you guys for doing this broadcast. Thank the admins over here at this league. This is some of the best racing I've ever had here on iRacing, and really looking forward to running the whole season with everybody here.
Congratulations on your success here tonight, Chris, and look forward to seeing you again next race at Auto Club. Have a good night.
Thank you.
And that was the 24 of Chris Gibby, but right behind him is a driver having his second third place finish in a row. The 39 of Zachary Crazer. Got a cup there, Zach?
Yeah, I got a 10-4 there, Sean. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Well, couldn't even smile from ear to ear. Not gonna lie, that was a crazy finish.
Oh man, that was a crazy finish, and you barely made it past that wreck. That was quite something. But man, we are glad that you were able to sneak past that and secure yourself another top 3 here in the podium. Very, very impressive. Oh, but give us a rundown of your race tonight, because it was eventful.
Started off second. Led a few laps there early. Got into I believe the A truck there on one of the early restarts, which I feel really bad for. I was just trying to lay off him there. He's on old tires, so I apologized to him. And kind of from there was just kind of catch up. Smacked the wall about 50 or 60 laps to go, and I had to use my quick repair, and it was pretty much just strategy from there. And I was just lucky to get through that last carnage and finish for the top 3.
Oh, 10-4, brother, and man, that was impressive on your part here. Your second, third place finish in a row with the Xtreme Motorsports 99 after having an amazing race last week for the Bar Harbor 170 at Dover Speedway. Well, buddy, we look forward to seeing the momentum carry over, momentum actually increase, to see you 2 spots higher there in front of the 6th of Tom Whiteman. Speaking of that, how much experience do you have at Auto Club? Because it's quite bumpy and no banking whatsoever.
I love Auto Club ever since they put it on iRacing. It's one of those tracks, just like Michigan. I always feel like if we can get a long run, I can definitely be in contention and hopefully have a top 5, maybe another top 3, maybe even get that first place trophy and replace the number 6 truck up there.
Oh, sounds good. And any plans to prepare for that race?
Just get some practice laps in and just take a deep breath and have a good have fun. That's what I always try to do here, is just try to keep the nose clean, and hopefully I have a chance at the end.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at Auto Club Speed. We also want to thank you and congratulate you on your second third place finish here in the podium with the Xtreme Motorsports 99. I'll probably go, but any final words?
Just like always, thank you guys for a great broadcast. Thank you to Rick and the admins in this series. They do a good job, and thank my teammate Matthew Elzenbach. He always helps me out there, so that's all I got.
Well, but look forward to seeing you again next race, and have a good night. Go celebrate.
Thank you, you too.
And that was the third place finisher, having his second third place finish in a row. The 39 of Zachary Crazer, but right behind him is a driver who has flipped more times in every direction possible and taken some serious flight with the Pro Can-Am cars and the trucks a couple of times. James Peterson, how are you doing tonight, James?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Didn't have a very good night tonight.
Oh man, we are very, very sorry to hear about that. But man, it was good seeing you out here. You were giving these guys a run for their money. You were definitely a truck to beat, battling in every single position that you were in tonight. But tell us about how the truck was handling tonight and what you think you have done a better job on.
Well, tonight I haven't raced in 2 weeks, so tonight was my first race in 2 weeks, and I was a little rusty. I got on the apron, got loose. Bounced the wall a couple times, and then coming in the pits at the last, I didn't realize they had incidents on, and I spun, and that gave me enough incidents to disqualify me, so I'll do better next week.
Oh, 10-4, James. That is what we like to hear, man. You coming back week after week, hoping to have a better race. And that's exactly what it takes. You are determined, and it's very, very good to see you. Even though, yeah, we've seen you, man, up front every single time you do battle these guys. But yeah, it's very unfortunate to see you get involved in these incidents. But once again, very, very good to see you every single week coming back here to give these guys all you have to try and spank them and keep them behind you for the long run, to make him enjoy the tail light decals. Well, buddy, we'll be racing at Auto Club for the next race. That track is very wide. A lot of passing most likely will be taking place, and the inside line will be the best place to be. And the bumpiness of the track does usually eat up those tires. So I should expect to see from you there at Auto Club.
Well, Auto Club is probably my second favorite track on iRacing, so I plan on doing pretty good. I'm going to get about 200, 300 laps of practice in this week, and I'm actually going to qualify next week and try to start on the pole.
Oh, 10-4, that's something to look forward to. Yeah, definitely do look forward to seeing you there on the pole and hearing that it's your second favorite track. That's a very good thing, because with that said, that makes us to even have an even higher expectation for you, and hopefully you can have your first win here with the Xtreme Motorsports 99 Track Series. So that's very, very good to hear. Oh, but thanks for coming up here to speak with us, and hope that you have a better race the next race there at Auto Club. And before I let you go, any final words?
I just want to thank Jerry Broadcasting and Xtreme Motorsports. I really enjoy racing over here, and I missed racing the last 2 weeks, so I got some points to catch up on. And that's about all.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And early on, before the race began, James, I noticed you posted in the chat that you did miss last week's race, or the last 2 weeks' races, due to attending a wedding, your son's wedding. I also want to congratulate your son on that.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. My oldest got married. I expected my youngest to get married first, but nope, my oldest did. So that was fun to go back to North Dakota and see family that I haven't seen in about 10 years.
Oh, that is very, very good to hear. Very, very good family reunion, man. It's very good to have you back as well here, so you can finally beat off that rust, or shake it off, so you can be able to keep all those four wheels down on the racing surface, avoid flipping, taking some airtime, and hopefully seeing victory lane, man.
Yep, you too. Thanks.
Have a good night, buddy. And that was 58 of James Peterson here, back here tonight. After missing a couple of races, very good to see James Peterson, an amazing driver here. But he does have some bad luck every now and then. But it's very good to see drivers like him coming back, hoping for better races. It does usually pay off there. I mean, always pays off in the points. Well, David, it was an amazing race here tonight. Very battlefield. I really enjoyed watching it. Every single time we look away, there's always something going on. We talk about something, and 2 seconds later, there's always something going on for the back in the pack. Just pretty much a lot of battles, and some drivers here were claimed by the turn 2 wall. But for the most part, it was an amazing race with some green flag pits, with a lot of heavy battles, and a lot of different strategies that took place, with the 48 of Vollmer, 24 Chris Gibby deciding to stay out, but being saved by that caution. And that caution, most of the drivers are not happy to see, like 6 of Tom Wetmore, because it did really screw them up and send them further back in the pack. But despite that, Tom was still able to bring this thing home here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Any final thoughts there, Dave?
Well, Sean, I mean, we saw it all. We saw the big wrecks. We saw some green flag pit stops. We saw a long green flag run. We saw pit strategy. We saw teamwork. Basically, we just saw everything tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you'd like to take a part of this action, join into the action, check them out at extrememotorsports99.com. Drop the E in Extreme, drop the first E in Extreme, and start with the X, extrememotorsports99.com. Just like Dave, I talked about during the race, these drivers, they do have a lot of different series. You guys can join 5 so far. They do have a road series and a Pro Can-N series on Monday nights, track series like here tonight, Wednesday nights with OSR Network. They do have Xfinity series, and on Thursdays they do have the Cup series, which is the best of the best. So you guys get placed in a tier or based on your experience. So beginners would be the Pro series, Pro Can-N series. The tracks would be second. The Xfinity would be third. And fourth and final would be the Cup series, which is the best of the best. So you guys can join either of those based on your experiences and preferences. So you guys have check them out once again, extrememotorsports99.com. And thank you for joining us tonight for the Longhorn 350 for round 6 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Pro Can Truck Series. Sorry, not Pro Can-N Series. That was last night. And the next race would be iBog Broadcast Overlay 65 at Auto Club after next week. Extreme Motorsports is off next week for the 4th of July holiday. So once again, after next week for round 7, the iBog Broadcast Overlays 65 at Auto Club Speedway. And then tomorrow night, we do have a broadcast coming up. It will be the CRA, the Cyber Racing Association Dutch Series. So if you guys like to see some sideways action, tune in tomorrow night with Dave Everly and Tanner Sharp right here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Thank you for joining us. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified every single time we go live. We are live 6 nights a week, so you guys do have unlimited entertainment coming to you live, different tracks, different drivers, different leagues, and everything's different except the excitement. The excitement stays high and gets nothing but higher each and every time. And thank you guys for joining us here tonight. Without you guys, we are nothing. We can't thank you guys enough. And thank you for keeping us motivated enough to turn the broadcast on and give you guys live action with every league that we do. Also want to thank the Extreme Motorsports 99 for giving us a chance here to broadcast some of their series. So tomorrow night, go to Online Sim Racing Network to watch the Xfinity series and also the Cup series on Thursday night. I am Sean Zulu and Dave Everly behind the cameras, and have a good night. Thanks for watching.